Hi, my name is Sina Palantöken.
And I am Neha Sahu, and together we are going to take you on our journey of formulating vegan formulations.
Going veggie is a new lifestyle and a new consolidated trend.
And it just doesn't stop at food. Consumers want sustainable lifestyle, and from choosing sustainable household products, it goes into something more personal, cosmetics.
There are many ingredients in cosmetics industry which have an animal origin but do not have a suitable vegan alternative. One of those ingredients is beeswax, and we will together we will give a short brief about it.
And in the next 20 minutes, we are going to answer your questions about how to formulate, replacing beeswax, and also share some tips and tricks. So let's get started.
Why do we see a change in the market space for beeswax?
Beeswax has been used in the personal care industry for years and years. But with evolving lifestyle and changes in preferences of customers' wants and needs, it's no longer the first choice of preference for formulators. Furthermore, the process through which beeswax is extracted might be considered to be harder on the bees and to some extent exploitative and cruel. Not only this, but from a formulator's perspective, there are other concerns that needs to be addressed, like availability, fluctuations in price, impurities that more or less cannot be avoided because of its natural origin.
So Neha, can you please explain the audience that what are the alternatives to beeswax?
Yeah, there are quite some options, alternatives to beeswax, and they range from being absolutely synthetic to being semi-natural to completely natural. But yes, there is a question on the sustainability when it comes to synthetic sources because they are mostly petroleum based, which kind of get improves if you talk about semi-natural ones, because then you have synthetics blended with fatty alcohols from natural origin. But that doesn't take away the fact that you cannot completely formulate a Cosmos certified formulation, and that's where formulators hit a wall. When it comes to plant-based, completely natural resources of waxes, it is a possibility, but then of course, which ones to take? Do you take candelilla? Do you take sunflower seed wax? Do you take sumac wax? Which one do you choose? Obviously, because every plant wax has its own characteristics, and of course, you will have to check, on the texture, on the viscosity, and that's not something that's easily obtainable.
So Neha, how do we choose any plant wax as a substitute for beeswax?
Yeah, I mean, blending different plant waxes to give you an alternative to beeswax can be time consuming as well as a daunting task, because there are characteristics such as the melting point, the congealing point, the acid value. You need to go into the analytics of the ingredient to actually choose and blend it. And the ratios, which ratios to take, that is something that's a nightmare for a formulator, because you have to do a lot of formulations, a lot of trials to get to the right point. So as Universe Solutions, how do we help you deal with this problem? Within our portfolio, we have the perfect ingredient, a natural beeswax substitute PHC 9677 from Poth Hille, which is a carefully chosen blend of 3 plant waxes: sunflower seed wax, rice bran wax, and sumac wax, that gives you an all-round performance not only in emulsions but also water-free formulations.
What are the benefits of using natural beeswax substitute PHC 9677?
The blend is unique and helps prevent synosis or formation of oil droplets, especially when used in anhydrous-based formulations such as lip balms, oleous gels, or any kind of stick formulations. The unique blend by itself, because it has different composition of plant waxes, gives you different attributes. Like for example, with the rice bran wax, because of its composition and its richness in phytosterols, phospholipids and squalene, it's able to give you excellent skin conditioning properties. With the sunflower seed wax, because of its melting point, it's slightly higher than that of the rice bran wax, it's able to give you structure and hardness in stick formulations. The sumac wax helps in the pliability of the formulation. So when the stick formulations, when you're using, it gives you a certain flexibility, so it's less prone to snapping. Furthermore, when this entire blend is being used in emulsions, it leaves behind a very nice non-greasy skin film, and it has a very good spreading capability in contrast to the heaviness and the greasiness of a beeswax formulation. Isn't that great? Because your skin feels loved and pampered.
Natural beeswax substitute PHC 9677 sounds great, but is it sustainable?
The blend comes from naturally sustainable and renewable sources because most of the starting materials come from an upcycled process. The rice bran wax is obtained from the husks of rice after being isolated from the grains, and it's also one of the reasons why we get a very nice skin feel. The sunflower wax is obtained during the winterization process in the production of sunflower oil, and the sumac wax is obtained from the berries of the plant Rus verniciflua plant. It is obtained by pressing the berries, extracting the oil, and then refining it.
So, Neha, what is the scope of using natural beeswax substitute PHC 9677?
The scope is quite wide, and it's a very, very versatile product. From an application perspective, you can use it in all kinds of formulation types, such as in skincare, hair care, color care, body care, baby care as well. And from a handling perspective, it's so very easy. It comes in a pellet form, and it goes into the oil phase. It's very much compatible with all kinds of emollients, polar, non-polar, mineral of origin, all emollients. And so there is, from a compatibility standpoint of view, it's an excellent product. As far as application types are concerned, it goes very well into emulsions, oil and water, or water and oil. You can use the ingredient in oleogels as well as anhydrous products. And since the solubility is in hot process, it goes into the oil phase. It can also be used in two-phase processes, one-pot process or semi-hot process. And to demonstrate this, we will now show you how to use this product in these processes. Here we are demonstrating a basic oil and water emulsion. To prepare the oil phase, take a beaker and add the emulsifier, natural beeswax substitute PHC 9677, and the emollient. Now heat the oil phase to 80 degrees centigrade with the help of a magnetic stirrer. Simultaneously heat the water phase to the same temperature as the oil phase. At 80 degrees, when all the solid components of the oil phase has melted, stop heating and remove it from the heating plate. Take the heated water phase and under homogenization, add the oil phase. Homogenize at 10,000 rpm for 1 minute. The equipment used for this purpose is the ICA Ultra Turax. After homogenization, cool the emulsion down with the help of a normal stirrer at a moderate speed. Stir the emulsion for minimum of 20 to 30 minutes or until the temperature of the emulsion reaches room temperature. Once room temperature is achieved, stop stirring and check the emulsion for viscosity and pH. Now your oil and water emulsion is ready. Upon overnight storage, the viscosity of the emulsion further increases.
That gives an excellent demonstration to us. What kind of claims are supported?
So this ingredient is Cosmos Ecocide certified, and from a natural origin it is 0.7, and from a natural originality index it's 1. It supports cruelty-free and vegan claims, and since most of the ingredients or the starting sourced raw materials that have been used are byproducts, we can claim it to be environmental friendly and sustainable. Apart from that, you can also claim it to be palm-free, and it is biodegradable in nature. So with all of these wonderful attributes, isn't it the perfect ingredient to replace beeswax? So with so many claims and possibilities with our blend, don't you think it's the perfect solution for a formulations wish list? We think it is. With Universe Solutions, nothing is impossible. We believe in being part of the change and being part of the solution.
Now we open the floor to your questions and for your active participation. Thank you for listening.